How's it going, everyone? This is Mitchellmander here, and welcome to a different type of video. I'm going to be doing a tier list today, as I haven't done this before. So this should be interesting, because today we're going to be doing a tier list of Pokemon anime protagonists, and oh boy, this is going to be interesting. So I just want to say, before I actually start with this list, I want to say these are my opinions. So if you disagree with them, that's alright. Just list your thoughts in the comment section down below and tell me what your rankings would be. What you think these characters should be ranked at. Anywho, before I actually get into the actual tier list, I want to say that I actually added a bunch of characters here that are used multiple times in this list because they're just different versions or different parts of the characters for different parts of the series. So I'm not going to be using these. I'm just going to be using one character at a time and just go over why I think they are at the rank they are. So, if I had to go through this, this would be like an hour-long video. Anywho, let's get on with the tier list. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, by the way. Anyways, moving on. We are starting pretty interesting off with Max, who is a trash character. Easy enough. Alright, moving on. I'm just kidding. Just very quick, I'm not a big fan of Max. I know a lot of people don't like the kid, but he was kind of an unnecessary character for the series. He was kind of there as a know-it-all character. He was supposed to represent the school kid from Ruby and Sapphire, but he came off as a very annoying kid that didn't really have too much development himself. And I'll say right now, if he wasn't in the series, AG probably would have been one of my favorite Pokemon series, but yeah, he's one of the reasons why that series is not one of my favorites. But we'll get into more characters in that series later on. Anywho, moving on to Sophocles. Now, a lot of people would be expecting me to put this in trash, or they might actually put him in the trash category. But I am putting Sophocles in C. And that is because Sophocles as a character improved a lot as the series went on. It was gradual, but it was actually pretty nice. His first focus episode, in episode 6, as I mentioned in my top 5 least favorite Sun and Moon episodes, you should go check that out, by the way. As I mentioned in that video, Sophocles is a character that had a very bad start because that episode did nothing for his character. In fact, made it worse because he came off as very annoying, very bratty, very petty. He got into a very petty argument with Ash in that episode. Not to mention he uses Togedemaru as a nightlight. So, pretty lame character to start off with. But he grows as a character as the series goes on. And he eventually becomes more confident in himself. He opens up to his friends more, like in episode 26. In episode 41, the Charjabug race, and then the Vikavolt race, he basically takes action acts like a leader in those episodes. And not only that, he has a very ambitious goal of wanting to become an astronaut, which is probably the most ambitious goal of any Pokemon protagonist, if you really think about it. That is a very big, a very significant goal. So, yeah, props to Sophocles, but he starts off very bratty, unfortunately, so I can't really rank him too high, but he is definitely above Max quite a bit. Now, on to our next character, which is Iris. Oof. Iris is a character that could have had potential, but was kind of wasted in Best Wishes, which Best Wishes is just, I don't know. A lot of people call it their least favorite. It is probably my least favorite as well, because there's a lot of wasted potential in that series. Iris is a character that honestly just in the end became more annoying than anything. She is a confident trainer, and of course she wants to be a Dragon Master, which is a pretty good goal, but unfortunately she doesn't really accomplish a ton within a series. She does go meet Claire in the special episode afterwards, which is pretty cool, but I don't know. Iris, she's not trash, but she's probably about D. I hate to put her that low, but yeah, unfortunately she wasn't really that well written in my opinion. Lana, I do like Lana quite a lot. Lana is a character that has a good personality, and I like the dynamic she has with Ash and the others. That's one of her strongest points in all of Sun and Moon, which she could have actually been an S tier and A tier character, but unfortunately her goal is very lackluster. She wants to go in a bubble and visit all the Pokemon in the sea. That's cool and all, but it's not very interesting. It's not very ambitious. Unfortunately, that brings her down quite a bit. But she is a competent trainer, and she shows that time and time again that she's not some weakling. So she definitely deserved to get her Z ring when she got it in episode, I think, 33. Or was that episode 32? I think it was episode 32. I'm thinking back to Sun and Moon, but I think it was episode 33 is when she got the Z crystal, which those were great development episodes for her. Her development episodes were actually pretty good, in my opinion. But her goal is what kind of hurts her in the end, so I can't really put her at S or A tier. But I'm going to put her at B. I know some people might disagree with me on that, but I am putting Lana at B. Anywho, Serena. Oh boy. I like Serena a lot, actually. Serena is definitely an S tier character, and I'm going to tell you why. She's not my favorite character in the series, but let me just say right now that Serena, in the beginning, she had a slow start. She started out, not knowing what she really wanted to do. Her mom was forcing her to do something else that she didn't want to do, and she didn't want to do that, so she, saw Ash on TV and wanted to go see him and become a trainer. And she didn't know what she wanted to do for a long time. She was only kind of going by what her mother wanted her to do, but she grew as a character. And her character defining moment was when she cut her hair after her first loss in the Pokemon Performance. So that was her character defining moment, and it was really well done. I like Serena a lot for that. And she grows as a character throughout the series, and she shows her confidence in how much she grew with each performance afterwards. And I just like how she was handled. Now, her goal at the end when she goes to Hoenn, that's different, but at the same time it shows her expanding her horizons, and I like it. Not to mention, her kissing Ash is one of the most memorable scenes in all the Pokemon anime. So yeah, Serena was one of the reasons why XY and XY and Z was so great. Alright, Dawn. I like Dawn quite a lot, but she is not my favorite girl. I do like Dawn, specifically because of her confidence and just kind of her attitude. I like her upbeat personality. However, I know I'm going to get some flack for this, but she is A, not S tier. One of the reasons why I don't put her in S tier is because she shares the same goal as May in which she wants to be a top coordinator, which is fine and all, and I expect there to be, multiple characters that want that goal. But when it comes to protagonists, I personally want each protagonist to have something different about them. You can see that in Sun and Moon and X and Y, for example, with each character having different goals and different, desires and what they want to do in their life. So for her to have the same goal as May is kind of a little bit disappointing, but it's interesting to see how different they are in their goals. I'll get into May in a little while, but with Dawn, she's very confident from the start. That's what she wants to do, that's what her mother did. But she loses her confidence and eventually gains it back. She doesn't win in the end, like seemingly everybody in the Pokemon series, but I like her drive. And I do like her character quite a bit. So I have to put Dawn up here at least A tier. She was a great character overall. Ash, I'm also going to be putting at A. The reason why I don't put Ash at A is because, Ash at S is because Ash has overstayed his welcome, in my opinion. I've literally been watching the Pokemon series since, not day one, but pretty close. But I was younger than Ash when I started watching this series. And I'm quite a bit older than Ash now, and he's still 10 years old. But he's had some pretty high moments in the series and some low moments in the series. I like how he started out as a character that, a trainer that didn't know what he was doing. And it was through Brock and Misty that he was mentored and he became better. I don't like the fact that most of his badges in the original series were handed to him without actually winning his gym matches, which that is very disappointing, but they change that as the series goes on. And there are some low moments where Ash kind of seems rebooted, and that kind of brings Ash down a bit, but he has some great moments in each series. Maybe not so much Best Wishes, but each series he has great moments, and overall, I like Ash as a character. I'm fine with him. A lot of people think he's a terrible trainer, but if you actually watch the series, you'll know that Ash is actually very confident and he's a very strong trainer. So yeah, I'm giving Ash A. Alrighty. Mallow. Mallow is a character that had a lot of potential in the beginning, and I do like her personality a lot. I like her upbeat personality. But her goal is not, like, it's not the most exciting. It's her, you know, she wants the best restaurant in Alola. Eventually expands it to wanting, you know, to serve Pokemon and people. Or people and Pokemon. But her goal, like, it's okay, but, like, the problem that Mallow has is that she's a character that she didn't really get a whole lot of focus in Sun and Moon. She had good focus here and there, but it really wasn't enough. It's unfortunate, because she actually has one of the best episodes in Sun and Moon, and the episode where she met her mother, which is one of the best episodes of Pokemon, period. But unfortunately, she's a character that she just didn't get enough. There's a lot of moments where she was kind of just there. You know, she was in a supportive role, but she wasn't really doing anything truly meaningful in certain situations. So unfortunately, I'm going to put her at C ranked. Yeah, unfortunately, I know I'm going to get completely destroyed for this point, but yeah, she's probably my least favorite of the protagonists in Sun and Moon, unfortunately. Sophocles was my least favorite for a long time, and Mallow was one of my favorite, but it kind of switched as the series went on. It's a bit unfortunate, but whatever. What can you do now? Alrighty, Clement. Oh, so Clement is a character that he had a strong start in X and Y. I liked Clement at the beginning. He was a character, his development was good when he was, you know, had focus in the series. He started out as a character that was very, you know, he was a scaredy cat kind of. He was not very confident in himself as, you know, as a Pokemon trainer and as a gym leader. But thanks to Ash and traveling with him, he eventually gained confidence and became a stronger trainer, which led to a very great battle between him and Ash in the 5th gym leader match in Ash's X and Y journey. Unfortunately, this should have actually been the 8th gym battle. It would have been even more impactful, and it would have made Clement a more prominent character in the series. But because this was the 5th gym match and it was in the middle of the series, this was pretty much the end of Clement's development for the most part, as he pretty much kind of, you know, regresses as a character, in my opinion. He kind of just becomes, you know, a gag character. He had his whole invention gag where it always just blew up on him. But that's pretty much what happened to Clement after the gym battle. He doesn't really develop too much anymore until the end, when he goes back to being a gym leader, and of course, Clembot being destroyed. That was a great moment. Oh man, I don't want to have to do this, but I have to put Clement at C. But he's above Sophocles, so don't roast me for putting him above, you know, below Sophocles. He's high C, a little bit above Sophocles, but he's a character that could have been like an A character at least, had they had kept the momentum going, and if his gym was the 8th gym leader match. Man, that's just wasted potential just thinking about it, but let's move on. I'm already almost 14 minutes into this video. Let's move on quickly. Okay, Misty. Misty is a character that didn't get a ton of development towards her own goals. She eventually becomes a gym leader in the end. But, I do like the fact that she grows to, you know, become more friendly with Ash over time. Her and Ash don't really get along too much in the original series, but by the end of it, they're pretty much best friends and they're almost inseparable until she has to become a gym leader. And I like her moments when she does return to the series. I liked it when she returned to Sun and Moon. You just see how much different of a character she's become since the beginning. And I like Misty a lot. Unfortunately, she's not a character that gets a ton of development. And, I don't know. Oh man, where do I put her on this list? She's definitely not S or A tier. But I do enjoy her character about as much as Lana's. I enjoy her more than Clement, Sophocles, and Mallow. So I'm going to put her at B along with Lana. Oh, I know some people are not going to like that, but yeah. Anywho, let's move on. Mei is S tier for sure, and is my favorite Pokegirl by far. Mei is a character that started out not knowing what she wanted to do. She didn't even like Pokemon. She was a character that didn't know what she wanted in life, much like Serena, but in her case, it seemed like, it was kind of similar to Serena's in that it seemed like her parents expected her to take over her dad's gym one day. She didn't seem too excited about that, but she grows into a character and she eventually decides, she doesn't want to, follow, what people have for her. She wants to do her own thing, and she wants to become a coordinator. And I like the fact, the thing that puts her above Serena, in my opinion, I like how it starts out like Ash is more of a mentor figure for her, because by the time, the original series ended, Ash had become a better trainer, and he, stood on the same ground as Brock and Misty, or even stood above them in some regards. But by this point in AG, Ash was kind of more of a mentor figure for Mei, because she was just a new Pokemon trainer. But by the end of AG, she's standing on an equal footing with Ash, and she eventually realizes that she needs to, leave Ash and Brock so she can continue to develop herself as a coordinator. So I love Mei's character throughout AG. It's definitely the brightest spot in that series, and keeps it from being one of my least favorite. I love Mei. She's great. Brock, oh man, I love Brock. Brock is a character that everybody likes. He's not my favorite character though. I know people are going to roast me in the comment section below, but the thing about Brock is that everybody loves Brock. They like his gags, they like his character overall. The only thing that, brings Brock down a bit is his goal. He wants to be a breeder, which he doesn't really develop that a whole lot. It's not until Diamond and Pearl, when he decides to become a Pokemon doctor, that we really get to see some changes to what he wants to do in life. And we get to see what he's like as a doctor, afterwards, especially in Sun and Moon, which they did that very well, especially when he came back, when that Brock and Misty came back. Very well done, Brock. I mean, some people might roast me and say, well, why are you putting him so high if he didn't get enough development? I think it's just like his character and just how iconic Brock is. Everybody loves Brock, and a lot of people consider him to be their favorite character in Pokemon. So I gotta give him a high ranking. I've always enjoyed Brock as a character, but I will acknowledge he does have some flaws. He does have flaws. Every character has their flaws. I mean, heck, Serena started off slow. Mei started off slow, but they eventually developed into great characters, so yeah. Anywho, Kiawe. Kiawe is my favorite male companion of Ash's besides Brock. He is definitely an A tier character, and I love Kiawe. I know a lot of people don't really care for Kiawe at times, but Kiawe is a character that grew a lot as the series goes on. I was afraid that he was going to be very stoic and not have much of a personality. He seemed like he was going to be like the edgy character, which luckily they gave that to Gladion, which suited him better. And I like the fact that Kiawe was actually kind of a goofy guy at times. He wasn't just, this serious, character all the time. He was goofy at moments, and he also was very overprotective of his sister, and he had a good family life. I liked the focus episodes that had him, with his family. They were all great. So, and I like his focus, he wants to be an island kahuna at the end, end of the series. Just like he's following in his grandfather's footsteps, and it is great. It has all great material, and Kiawe is a great character for that, so I'm giving him low A. Lily is the best character in Sun and Moon, and she is low S tier. And let me explain. And I know this video is going on longer than anticipated, but I just want to say right now that Lily is a great character overall. She started out being scared of Pokemon. Eventually, she is gifted a egg from Samson Oak, and it eventually hatches into Alolan Vulpix, but she slowly learns to, not be scared of the Alolan Vulpix, and it helps with her development as she, learns. She loves Pokemon, but she's just too scared to touch them or be around them. And I like her development as she slowly learns to, trust Pokemon and not be scared anymore. She eventually learns to, be able to touch Pikachu as well, and other Pokemon, and then she's able to ride Stoutland. But her development, comes to an end early on. Her first, phase of her development, when she is able to overcome it during the Aether arc, And at this point, this was like her character up to this point. So her character kind of, you know, doesn't, I don't want to say it stagnates, but it's kind of stalls for a little bit after the 8th arc ends, where her focus kind of goes to the side, and that, you know, the Ultra Guardian stuff kind of takes precedence during the most of season 2 after the 8th arc. And she doesn't really do a whole lot. She does get the Ice Z crystal, but it isn't until Pony Island, which is essentially, in my opinion, phase 2 of her character, in which she and her brother Gladion want to find their missing father Moen, and she works to basically wake up the Magearna that he left for her, which she does in the end, and she eventually leaves with her family to go search for her father. So her character arc was really well done, in my opinion. I know a lot of people have mixed opinions on Lily, but I like Lily a lot. But I gotta put her at low S tier, because I do think she stalled during a certain part of Sun and Moon, which her character kind of faded a bit into the background before returning. But it was when her character was, you know, prominently featured in the series, it was well done, and she is by far the best character or best companion in that series, or best friend of Ash in that series. All right, we're over 20 minutes, so let's try and wrap this up fast. Okay, Bonnie. Bonnie is a character that I put her above her brother, because like she starts off slow in the series, and I wasn't really sure how I felt about Bonnie for a long time, but when it came to the XYZ portion, that season benefited her big time, because the focus with her and Puni-chan or Squishy or whatever you want to call the Zygarde cell, but that was all great. There was so many great episodes that focus on that, especially the one where Zygarde or the Puni-chan ran away for a little bit, and you just see how sad Bonnie is, and you see how attached she is to Puni-chan. Not to mention, she also has a big role in saving the frickin' world, in which it was her bond with Puni-chan that, you know, caused Zygarde to, you know, trust humans more. And as a result, you know, she saved the world. So she actually had a pretty big, she was pretty significant towards the end of X and Y. So I am going to rank her at B. I'm going to put her in between Misty and Mana. I love Bonnie. Okay, the rest is going to be easy. Sylens is a character. I like Sylens more than Iris. Unfortunately, I don't think that Sylens was that good of a character, in my opinion. He was a connoisseur, but I don't know. He was kind of a lame replacement for Brock. He was kind of a step down, in my opinion. He has some good moments here and there, but overall, I'm not a big fan of Sylens. I did like the Sylens meets Brock episode, but not so much the Sylens meets Clement episode. Anywho, the last one's easy. Tracy is unfortunately trash. He's above Max, though. I'll give it that. He's high trash. So, yeah, because Tracy is just a character. He just didn't have enough screen time. And he eventually just went off to Professor Oak, and since then has pretty much disappeared from the series, unfortunately. Oh boy, my goodness, I've always been speaking for almost 24 minutes, so that's my tier list for the Pokemon anime characters. So guys, if you've been watching to this point, what is your thoughts on this list? What is your personal tier list? I'd like to know. I'd like for you to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will talk to you all later. I've been going on for way too long. Anyways, I gotta end the video. It's almost 24 minutes. See you guys later.